Boom, let's hit another contest. Let's do it. Alright, so let's enter a contest. This one is going to be for the good buddy there, DrOktöber, or we can call him Doc Ock for all of you Marvel fans. Anyway, DrOktöber hit 600 subscriptions. I've been watching his videos since I think pretty much the first vinyl community video that he made, which I swear probably wasn't more than a month ago. His channel's been around a while, though. He's done some other things over the years. But yeah, so he's popped up over 600. Having a contest, giving away a cool set of horror type soundtrack stuff. Looks really cool. Love to have it. All we've got to do is show 3 soundtracks that we have. So I'm going to get right into it because he does limit us to 8 minutes, but I have no problems. I don't think we're going to go anywhere near that. I'm going to show Phantom of the Paradise, probably one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. Now this actually was VCLT to me probably more than a year ago now from Beth over at Red Rum Records. It was a conversation on something, and I mentioned something. I'm looking forward to that soundtrack, and she found one in town, and she picked it up and had it sent to me, and yada yada. Long story, but I have a video for it. You can go back and watch it. And yeah, so I was excited. Now I had it on CD, but you know, getting back into vinyl, I wanted to get this. This is a movie, and at the same time that I got this, I went ahead and bought the updated Blu-ray edition with all these bonus footage and stuff. This movie is a Brian De Palma film from 1974 that I saw in the theater probably half a dozen times. Continue to go back and see it. It kind of, the end scene kind of freaked me out as a kid. I would always close my eyes when they take his mask off. But it's a musical. I loved all the different varieties of music, and I just loved the storyline. It's kind of cheesy, kind of campy, but it's, you know, it's just great stuff. I thought it was great stuff. So yeah, I've had the CD for years. I was excited to finally get a copy of this on vinyl. I would love that. They've had different reunion show things, you know, sort of like meetings at Comic-Con, but the cast would meet at different events at times. There's been dolls, figures, things like that have come out over the years that are now outrageously expensive that I'll probably never own, but it's kind of a cult classic, and it's one of my favorites. I love the music. It's just a great thing. I love them, and I love the movie. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much my #1 soundtrack. Now, up next is a soundtrack that I showed in a video just the other day, only because of the fact that it was from the year that I had to choose for that video, and that's the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Again, in my youth, this was the kind of stuff I listened to before I discovered rock and roll, before I discovered Kiss. I was all about the disco, the Bee Gees, this, Grease soundtrack, things along that line. Now, I admit at the time I loved all the music, never saw the movie. Gotta admit, I'm not a big fan of the movie. I think the soundtrack's killer, but I watched the movie again in the past 5 years, and I'm just like, yeah, it didn't do anything for me. It was, you know, the movie is nowhere near as good as the soundtrack. I had this soundtrack as a kid. Used to love the, you know, the Beethoven, the way that they do that symphony thing in there. And anyway, just all over great soundtrack of music from this time frame, and definitely glad to have this in my collection. This also was VCLT, sent to me from Steve over at Value Vinyl. So yes, again, I'm glad that I got this whole filled, and I'm glad that somebody sent it to me. So I really like this album, and I was glad to have it. Great soundtrack, great songs, not so great movie in my opinion. And this third one, I could have shown, I have one or two others like the other. I just recently got a Stranger Things soundtrack, but I'm showing this one, which I haven't shown in a long time. Phantom of the Opera. This was sent to me by accident. This was a Amazon snafu. I ordered another album, and somehow they sent this. And when I called to, I don't want to say complain, but tell them about it, they said, okay, just keep it, and we'll send you the right album. So I got to keep it. It was in, you know, great condition. It's a music on vinyl, high quality, really thick, one of those, you know, cases. And I've listened to it. It's pretty good. It's got, you know, some famous people in here. Emmy Rossum, is that her name? I believe. Anyway, I was familiar with her. She's the one of the lead characters that sings, because I have watched all the seasons of Shameless, which is a show she was on, and she's in this. So yeah, and there's some other names in here that are participating in this soundtrack. So yeah, it's cool stuff. It's a cool classic play, but it was a free soundtrack, and I'm glad to have had it and kept it, and it's interesting to listen to. So that is the three. I will end it there. Thank you, DrOktöber. Thank you, Doc Ock, for the contest. Everybody check him out. Link below to his contest video. You can join on and jump right in and check this out. Check out his channel. Lots of great stuff. And we will see you all later. Rock on and rock hard.